welcome to online classes. This is class 7, a reader, English fairy, a literature book. Dear children, now we are discussing chapter 1 after 20 years. So in last classes we had discussed paragraph 4, that is page 3. So in this paragraph they met each other, these two friends, they met each other and they are having conversation, and they planned out to go a place. Okay, this is where the Jamie Wells, he knew very well that place. They want to go, and just they are walking on the street. So now let us we read this paragraph 5, what it is telling. The two men started up the street arm in arm. Okay, the two men, they started up the street. They started walking on the street, and they have kept arms in arm their shoulder. Okay, they are two friends. They are going, and the man from the west, his egotism enlarged by success. Okay, the man who has come from west, he's a egotism man, and he's enlarged his success. Okay, how he has got the success. So he's discussing to his friend, was beginning to outline the history of his career. So he's talking about his friend, about his career. The other submerged in his overcoat. Another is he covered his coat. Okay, he covered his body in the coat, and he listening. Okay, he listened with interest. So he is listening his friend what he is talking. He has taken the interest to listen his friend's word. At the corner stood a drugstore, so brilliant with electric lights. So one corner the pile was stood. Okay, the brilliant light, it was burn. Okay, the light is burn, electric light is burn. When they came into this glare, each of them turned simultaneously to gaze upon the other's face. So when they reached this electric light on the brilliant pile was there, so their electric light was burning there. So when they reached in that place, and they turned each other and they started looking each other, the man from the west stopped suddenly and released his arm. So as they were going, arm they have kept, and they were going. Suddenly this west man who has come from west, that man, he released his arms. Okay, he removed from his arm from the his friend's shoulder. Okay, and he looked each other, and he stopped suddenly. Okay, then, you are not Jamie Wells, he snapped. So he told the west man, you are not a Jamie Wells. Okay, 20 years is a long time. Though it is 20 years, so it is long time, but not long enough to change a man's nose from a Roman to a pug. So it has spent 20 years, but it is not to change the man's nose, the identification. So it is very clear that it is not a change has taken place. So he could recognize him, his friend, that one who has become a Jamie Wells, and he has come to meet the Bob. So Bob is now he recognized his friend, that he is not his real friend. So somebody has come instead of his friend. It is sometimes changes a good man into a bad one. So he is telling it is sometimes changes a good man into a bad man. Okay, said the tall man. Okay, one who has come, tall man, he said sometimes it is changes a good man into a bad man also. You have been under arrest for 10 minutes. So the tall man is telling to Bob, you are under arrest from the 10 minute. Before 10 minute you are under arrest. So Silky Bob, Chicago thinks you may have dropped over our way and wears up. She wants to have a chat with you. So now the tall man is telling you are under arrest to the Silky Bob, and in Chicago police they are searching this Silky Bob because the Silky Bob has done invest in unlawful activities. So now this Chicago police has caught him and they arrest him. That's sensible. Now before we go on to the station, here is a note I was asked to hand you. You may read it here at the window. It is from Patrolman Wells. Okay, the tall man is giving to a letter to Silky Bob. So this tall man is got this letter from the Patrolman Wells. Okay, that man has told him, this tall man, to give Silky Bob. So now he is giving to the Silky Bob the letter, and he is telling before we go to the station, so please you read here only this letter. The man from the west unfolded the little piece of paper handed to him. So the man unfolded this letter and gave to the west. The man from the west unfolded. The west man, he unfolded, he opened the letters. Okay, then he started reading. See, his hand was steady when he began to read. So his hand was steady. Okay, his hand was simply it was steady. That means rest. So the steady, his hand was steady when he began to read. So his hand was restless. So but it trembled a little by the time he had finished. So he started opening this letter, and his hand was restless, and the note was rather short. Okay, the note was written, that is short. So it was like that, it is written that in this paper, Bob, I was at the appointed place on time when you struck the match to light your cigar. I saw it. I saw it was the face of the man wanted in Chicago. Somehow I couldn't do it myself. So I went around and got a plainclothes man to do the job. Okay, this is Jamie. So he has written like that. So he is telling. So when this Silky Bob came to the hardware shop, and there he was struck the match. Okay, that time only the Jamie Wells has seen, as this Jamie Wells had come wearing police dress, and he didn't give his identification that he is a Jamie Wells. So he was present in that time, but Jamie Well is a good person. He has a good personality, so he doesn't want to arrest his friend. So he instead of him, he sent another policeman to arrest his friend. So this is the letter for Silky Bob, written by Jamie Wells. Okay, thank you for watching this video.